One afternoon in 1950, two 13-year-old boys were walking along a road in Sydney. Alongside the road was a line of power poles carrying a lethal dose of electricity. Because power poles stand so high, they are often struck by lightning. For many years, this risk was controlled by stringing a copper wire between the very top of the poles, then connecting that wire to an earth wire, which ran down the poles and into the ground. Eventually, though, technology moved on. The copper wires along the top were removed, but in many cases the wires running down the poles were left in place. As the two boys walked down the road, they noticed a bird flying into an opening which had developed in the power pole. They decided there was a nest in there, and one of them decided to climb up. They leaned the bicycle against the power pole, and almost immediately disaster struck. You see, the old earth wire running down the pole was in contact with the live wires at the top. It was charged, and the bicycle became charged when it was in contact with the wire. The boy who climbed, Thompson, was terribly burned, and the other boy was electrocuted too. They sued the local council for negligence on the basis that they were responsible for the poles and were responsible for leaving the down wires in place. The council replied that the boys were trespassers and that as a public authority the council could not have a duty of care. The court split, but the majority disagreed. Justice Kitto said, "In the present case, two factors combined to affect the magnitude of the risk and to impose upon the respondent a correspondingly heavy duty of care. One was the extreme gravity of the likely consequences of any shock a person might receive from the respondent's electricity, and the other was the likelihood that the highway in the vicinity of the pole would be frequented by all manner of persons, thoughtless youths as well as circumspect adults, inquisitive, meddlesome and adventurous boys, as well as less enterprising persons." From this case, we learn that public authorities can have a duty of care, and that when a party has control over dangerous items like live electrical wires, their duty of care is even higher as a result.